Yo, what is going on, Draft League fans? My name is IronBoffin, coach of the Rochester Ride-Ons here, and we are in SPL Season 4, Week 1, almost any ability. So if you guys didn't check out my draft video, I kind of, explained what abilities I put on the Pokemon, why I put them on there, and now we are going up against Joey. It's fine. I'm here to have a good time. I have a sick team though, so I'm pretty pumped up. Here's a quick overview. I won't go over all my mons again because I did go over them in the Draft League video. Make sure you guys go check that out. But I'll be going over obviously my team builder here. But let's take a look at Joey's team. What's Joey got cooking? Joey and the Los Angeles Wakers. Disgusting team, of course. Of course, Joey will put together a disgusting team. He's got Hydron Engine Latios, which is obviously coming. Hydron Engine is fucking broken. If he puts like a Specs, honestly, if he goes Scarf or Specs on this thing, Latios is so scary. Then we got Terrakion with Sword of Ruin and Scrappy, Ticketon with Regenerated Steelworker, Volcanion with Magic Guard Sheer Force, Ogerpon with the Queenly Majesty, which is actually kind of low-key going to be kind of scary for me. Kilowattrel with Primordial Sea and Serene Grace. He's got Budget Zapdos. I got Real Zapdos. Then we got Donphan, Hydreigon, Frost, Last Victory, but you guys see all the abilities here. Yeah, so Joey's team is obviously very scary. I'm very scared for the Volcanion going into team prep because I really like my Entei. And Volcanion just walls my Entei. So that is a big problem. We're going to have to deal with that. And, I think we brought the mons we need. And the other thing to look out is Donphan does have Desolate Land. So if I do try to go for any, like, Drizzle, or, if I'm bringing in Zapdos with Primordial Sea, his Desolate Land would overwrite me if he comes in after. So we got to be aware of that. But let's go check out what we're bringing. First up, we're a little out of order here, but first up, we're bringing Crawdont. I think we named it like Larry. We have Larry the Crawdont here with Liquidation, Knockoff, Close Combat, and Swords Dance, rocking Swift Swim and Life Orb. So I'm going to be going for a little bit of a range strategy this week because I need to be faster than some things. And Swift Swim, Crawdont does outspeed Latios as long as he's not Scarf. If he's Scarf, then I don't outspeed, but if he is Scarf, I do outspeed. This thing hits like an absolute freight train, so if I get this thing going, he does not have a lot of switch-ins to this. So Crawdont is here to put in some damage. Next, my favorite Pokemon on this draft, honestly, low-key, this thing is disgusting. Choice Banded Pixelate Entei with Extreme Speed, Sacred Fire, Iron Head, and Stomping Tantrum. So, Choice Band, E-Speed, Pixelate boosted, always kills Latios. So if Latios is going crazy, Entei always comes in and threatens it out. But the problem there is he does have the Volcanion. Volcanion does get to switch into me and basically eat up any hit I want to go for. So I'd have to try to predict and go for like a Tantrum or something, which I don't really want to do, but plays are plays to be made. But the rest of the set is obviously easy. Sacred Fire is pretty sick. Yeah, pretty cool. And then that's also, Sacred Fire also lets me hit the Donphan really hard because if it brings Fluffy, then it's weak to fire. So that's a good thing about Entei that I didn't really plan on when I drafted it, was that people that put the ability Fluffy on are now all weak to Entei. So that's actually really good news for me. Next up, we are bringing No Guard Heavy Duty Boots Zapdos. What are we doing? We got Zap Cannon, Hurricane, U-Turn, Roost. This thing has one job. Okay, we're rocking max speed, max special attack. The goal for this thing is to click Zap Cannon and paralyze stuff. I don't care what else it does. If I can get a Zap Cannon and paralyze, that's all I need. And I rock this over Primordial Sea because if he switches in, like Donphan to me, for example, I lose my weather anyway, and then I start missing moves. Like I can miss Hurricane. Obviously, Zap Cannon's not going to affect Donphan anyway, but you guys get the point there. But pretty basic set. Like literally just going for Zap Cannon paralysis. That's all I want. Next up, we have Drizzle Swampert. Drizzle Swampert's coming here this week instead of Regenerator. We're going for Damp Rock just to kind of set up Crawdont, hopefully, is the goal, with Earthquake, Flip Turn, Stone Edge, and Knockoff. So this also is kind of not really a check to Volcanion, but maybe I can click Earthquake on it. But this thing's goal is to set up Rain. It doesn't really have to do anything else except set up Rain. That's the goal. Next up, he's got Hydron Engine. I got Hydron Engine. We're bringing Hydron Engine Rotom with the Choice Scarf ability to outspeed a non-scarfed Latios. With the Hydron Engine boost, this thing actually, like 95 special attack normally isn't crazy, but when you start factoring in the Hydron Engine boost, which is like a 30% boost in attack or something like that, this thing starts to hit like a freight train. So then I have Discharge to try to spread paralysis. We have Shadow Ball to hit Latios. This is also like my only thing to kind of like try to hit Volcanion at all. So hopefully we can find some way to deal with that. And then we have this little bit of speed to outspeed Latios, which I believe was his fastest Pokemon. That's my team. Anyway. Next up, my last Pokemon I'm bringing this week, we have the Prankster ability, Galarian Weezing with Black Sludge, rocking Toxic Spike, Haze, Defog, and Strange Steam. So what am I doing with this? Just being a pain in the butt. This thing's job is just to be a pain in the butt. It's got toxic spikes to spread poison, which goes a little against the Zap Cannon strat, but I feel like I'll either get poisons or I get paralysis. I'll be a happy camper. We have Haze in case he tries to set up with anything. Prankster Haze is going to be kind of useful. And then we have Defog in case he's setting up his own hazards. And we have Strange Team to maybe get a confusion and maybe do some damage. So that's the team going against Joey this week. I'm very scared. Joey's always... I've played Joey like three times in Draft League, and he's beating my ass every time. So let's go. Maybe this time will be different. Let's do it. Let's get into the battle. Yo, what's up, guys? My name is IronBoffin, and we're back. It is week 1 of the Almost Any Ability League. And I'm so scared. So let's see what we got on Joey's team here. We got Latios, of course. Volcanion. Tinkaton. Ogre. Frostlass. And Donphan. I did predict most of these to come. I did not predict the Frostlass, so that'll be interesting for sure. Oh boy. Okay, so what do I like here? I like opening with my Toxic Spikes on Wheezing. My Prankster Toxic Spikes feel good here. Boy, this is going to be a game. This is going to be a game for sure. A game of all games. But yeah, I do like my Toxic Spikes off the rip, so I'm going to go ahead and lead those. That feels somewhat safe. Obviously, he does have a spinner, but his spinner will get poisoned. So that's exciting. That's exciting. Oh, I'm pumped up. All right. If I don't get 6-0, that's honestly a win for me. I've never really played. I actually never played in Almost Any Ability League or Showdown or anything like that. So this is so sick to be able to do this on the game. I'm pumped up. We're going to want to keep out a look for abilities. We got a couple of good ones here. Latios with the Hadron Engine and Tinted Lens. Volcanion with a couple good ones like Sheer Force. I'm nervous. What a pick. What a Latios picture right there. And I got me looking at sushi. Here we go. Let's get into it. Okay, he leads the Ogerpon. Okay, leads Ogerpon. Ogerpon has Queenly Majesty and Sniper. Okay, so Queenly Majesty does block priority, but I'm curious. I don't know if Queenly Majesty blocks my Toxic Spikes. That's a good question. I don't actually know. Let's see. I don't think it does. Does Queenly Majesty stop Prankster Spikes? It shouldn't. Targets the Pokemon or its allies. So since I don't target it, it should work. Haze, I don't know. No, Haze doesn't target either. Let's go ahead and get my Toxic Spikes up. Let's do it. Okay, good. I didn't think that would block it, but I was like, man, watch me do something silly like that right off the bat. If he Swords Dances, it's fine. We do have Prankster Haze. Yeah, okay. He's just going to get Spikes up too. That makes sense. That does make sense. So now the question is, do I want to... Obviously, I don't want to defog. Let's go for a Strange Theme here. Because worst case, I can take a hit from this thing. Yeah, he's going to set up his Spikes. I can go for the Prankster defog if needed. I'll get a little bit of damage off on this. Little chippy chip. Didn't have a poison move. I didn't know a Strange Theme could miss. I'm going to be so for real. What is the accuracy? 95% accurate. It's fine. It's fine. He's got his 3 layers of spikes. I can just Prankster defog them away. I'll get rid of my Toxic Spikes, but like I think this is a war I win. How much is a Ogerpon? I get the confusion though. That's actually super nice. I'm assuming this one also gets Stomping Tantrum. Did you have Lum? Okay, you had Lumberry. Interesting. Lumberry. Okay, so let's see. Does Stomping Tantrum kill me? Stomping Tantrum doesn't do too much to me. So I'm going to go for another Strange Theme. Yeah, it goes for the Encore. That's fine. I'm trying to damage you. Yeah, so that's actually a really good play because that locks me. That stops me from defogging here. So I'm going to have to switch around here. But I'm going to get some chip. So that's chip. Chip is chip, and that's a fact. I don't mind going into Zapdos here. Zapdos feels like a good play here. Let's go into Zapdos because we won't get touched by the spikes and we can kind of rotate around and get out. So I'm actually pretty okay with that. Lumberry, and we saw a spike. We haven't seen anything else. And okay, good plays. Good plays all around. Good plays all around. So let's see what they go. Let's see what Joey goes into on this. Obviously, there's a lot of offensive threats he could go into here. Frostlass looks pretty good. Genesis. Ooh, goes into the Latios. Okay, goes into the Latios. Does take the Toxic. I do like that. Gets his Hadron Engine boost. So let's see. Do I just die? Latios. Almost any ability, Hadron Engine. We gotta look to see if this thing is specs or not. We obviously see that he's not. Okay, so if he Dracos, if he's Scarf Drake, okay, so Scarf would knock me out here. So he's in a great position. I'm tempted to try to, oh god, if I died to a Psyshock, that'd be so silly. Yeah, so this thing's obviously just a massive, massive problem. But I don't think he drops a Draco right here. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Psyshock. So I'm gonna go, oh, I can't. Okay, this is fine. Do I want to go for like a confusion or something? I can't switch into this thing is the problem. This thing's such a monster. I don't really need Zapdos here. I'm going to go for a slow U-turn here. Does go for the Luster Purge. We should take one. Okay, he specs. Let me just confirm, but that looks like specs damage. That is specs for sure. He is absolutely specs. So he is choice specs. Yeah, so specs. Luster Purge. Yeah. Okay, so that's good to note. That's good to note. That's big. Because that means my Rotom is faster. So I could actually go hard Rotom here and Shadow Ball and get some damage off on something. Or I could go into Larry and get a big knockoff on something. Or is he... no, Tinted Lens wouldn't matter. He's obviously Hadron Engine. I do kind of like the Larry play. I don't want to take all the spikes, though, is the problem. But I also don't want to send Weezing to die to defog. So let's go Larry. Let's go Larry the Lobster here. If I'm wrong on the choice item, then so be it. But I'm... based on my calculations... based on my calculations, that was very choice specs damage. I can't... How? He was not specs. What is it? Are you expert? What are you? Well, that's really bad. That's so bad. Hold on. So Latios kills Zapdos. Latios kills Crawdont. So that wasn't specs, but how did he, like, maybe... I don't think that would have killed... Is he, like, Twisted Spoon? Even Twisted Spoon isn't a guaranteed knock? Like, Okay, well, anyway, let's pick it up here. Let's just go into Papa. Banded E-Speed does a lot. That's obviously so bad for me. But this does force in... I think Volk has to come in here, but the question is, do I go crazy and try to predict Volk to come in here? He knows I have Pixelate E-Speed. Like, he knows that's why I would bring this in. So let me just see if Volcanion comes in. I could two-shot with Stomping Tantrum if he sends in Volcanion here. And I do kind of want to try that. He could also send in Tinkaton. I'm going to go... I got to make a play here, so let's go ahead. Yeah, he switches out. Huge, huge, huge. I was like, we got to make a play because we just threw a little bit. Threw a lot of bit, but... Okay, so he goes into this thing. That's fine. So he was going to sack this. Like I said, I don't regret that. We needed to do something. And he'll die to poison here, so that's fine. So Ogre dies to poison damage from Weezing. Okay. I don't hate that for me. I don't hate that for me. I don't hate that for me. Man, that Latios, that's so crazy that happened. Ooh, Shiny Volcanion looking crazy. Shiny Volcanion looking crazy. Now, the question is, what does this thing have on it? He could be... The fact that he's bringing it in like this, I am faster than him, usually. So I feel like this smells like Scarf to me, which is very dangerous, because I don't have a switch into this now. The only two things I could do is I could try to send in Weezing. Does Weezing take a hit so I can kind of prankster defog? I'm going to assume no. I'm going to assume no. I have time, right? Volcanion. Assuming he has, like, Sheer Force. No, if he hits me with, like, a big Earth Power, which he's very free to go for here, he would crush me. So let's not do that. I think I send... Do I send Swampert to die here? Swampert is probably my least valuable member of the team at this stage of the game, so let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and send in Swampert. who's unfortunately not going to be doing too much the rest of this game because I don't need rain anymore because I let Crawdon get crushed by Energy Ball. So I am curious to see... I can't wait to see the Ladio spread afterwards because I definitely thought Specs damage. Okay, yeah, does a lot of damage, gets the burn, doesn't matter. This is a sack anyway. This lets me get into Rotom after, which is not nothing. Okay, so the Hydrogen Engine disappears. He's gonna kill me anyway, so we'll just go for a knockoff. Maybe we can get a Scarf. Maybe I think this thing's Scarf. Obviously, I gave this thing Rain. Oh, he switches out. He switches out. Interesting. Okay, here goes the Itsy Bitsy. Itsy Bitsy Spider. I wish I got that second layer of Toxic Spikes up. Good damage. For being burned, that's actually massive damage. Oh, I got rid of the Life Orb. Okay, so let's note that he was Life Orb. He was Life Orb. Knocked off. I have 7 HP left. You got this, Wabe? Honestly, like, kind of enough damage. We're not in the completely worst position of all time. We're definitely very on the back foot, but like it could have been worse. Goes for Ice Shard. Okay. So Frost kills Swampert with Ice Shard. Okay. I do really want to get rid of... I need to get rid of the spikes here. So let's go Lord Weezing. And let's get rid of the spikes. Because the spikes damage is going to be too much for Entei. And there's a chance we can play around some funky stuff. So let's defog here. Prankster defog. Let's get rid of all these spikes against me. Let's get rid of all the spikes. I like that for me. Destiny. Ooh, that's fine. Nope, that's fine. You go ahead and do that. I'm going to get my T-Spikes back up. We're going to get our T-Spikes back up. So we saw T-Spikes, Ice Shard, or Destiny Bond. D-Bond, Ice Shard. I think that's all we've seen so far from this thing. And then I'll get... What do you have left on your squad? You have obviously like a lot of mons, right? Can I like see your team? Whatever. I'm just wondering like what the Donphan's not poisoned yet, and the Tinkaton can't be poisoned, so it's not like it's really worth it. I mean, this thing's gonna die to whatever. I mean, I'll Strange Team. Okay, so he's gonna get this layer of spikes up. Okay. And then that means I won't die to Destiny Bond here, which is exciting. Okay, cool. So then, good news, we didn't get 6-0'd. I mean, we didn't get 6-0 because we killed Ogre early anyway. Weezing with another knockout. Weezing KOs Frostlass. Weezing MVP of the season so far. Who saw that coming? Not me. Okay. I don't hate where we're at. I honestly do not hate where we're at. Who's coming in? Wombat the Donphan. Didn't get the Toxic Spikes up on it, which is obviously unfort. Didn't have Sun, so it's good to know that this thing is, in fact, fluffy. This thing is fluffy because it did not set up Sun for himself. And I think... Do I just take an EQ on the chin? Obviously, I'm not switching into an EQ. So I think I take the EQ on the chin. I think I go for the defog to get rid of... Is Donphan faster than me? How fast is Donphan? Donphan's pretty slow, right? I mean, I'm pretty slow too, but... He's base 50 speed. There's a chance he could have speed crept for the Weezing. Is it worth to get some damage off on this thing? I'm going to defog. I think that's more important. I think defogs is more important. Get rid of all the shenanigans here from... Like, just no spikes on Entei is actually pretty important. Goes for the EQ. Let's see if we take one. Yeah, we do take one. That's exciting. We didn't see if we'd be faster or anything. But there's no point in going for Toxic Spikes here. Let's just see if we are faster. We are faster. We're not speed infested at all. Confusion? No. Those are stealth. Stop! I'm trying to have no hazards. Okay, so that's good for him because obviously that forces me to... I have to defog those away so he can get his knockout. How much damage actually do I need on this thing for Entei to kill it? Donphan, Fluffy. I might not be able to kill him at all with Donphan. E-Speed is doing 0. Sacred Fire would knock him out because Fluffy, he's weak to Fluffy. So I could be clicking Sacred Fire. That's obviously going to do nothing to Volcanion. Let me see the Rotom here. The Rotom is doing how much to Donphan? Like a Shadow Ball. How much is like a Shadow Ball doing? Shadow Ball knocks this thing out from here, so that's actually super fine. So actually, with that in mind, I am just going to default the rocks away. And I'll let him pick off Donphan. Wheezing kills Donphan. Oh, sorry, other way around. Donphan kills Wheezing. That's fine, because now what we can do is we can go into our Rotom, and Rotom's going to do a little bit of damage here. Rotom's going to do a little bit of work. It's definitely not going to be nothing. It's definitely not going to be nothing. We get the Hadron Engine Rotom coming in. We set up the terrain for ourselves. We obviously can't click Thunderbolt, unfortunately. But we'll just spam Shadow Ball. Ticketon probably eats these up. What's his Ticketon? It's Regenerator Steelworker. Yeah, so this thing's gonna eat it up, I'm sure. It's like probably like AV. But honestly, this thing's not gonna do a lot to me in return. Yeah, like that's not no damage. It's really not no damage. The only issue we're gonna have to play around is I do need Tweedles to beat that. Okay, that's gonna be a 3-hit though. He goes for 9. Ooh, I lose my Scarf though, so there goes that plan. But Shadow Ball should knock out here. Switches out. He's gonna get his Regenerator back. Wombat comes in. That was the Donphan. Does Donphan have? You die to that. Let's go. Alright, so that's fine. Rotom kills Donphan with Shadow Ball. We like that for us. We like that for us. This is the Latios. Latios comes in here. Obviously, I don't outspeed because I don't outscarf anymore. He kills me. There's 0% zero chance, 0.0% chance that Papa knocks him out here. Yeah, but we do have chip on stuff. So I have to let him take Tweedles here. Oh, he goes for Draco. So that's kind of good. So Latios, KOs, Rotom. That's not, like I said, we're not in the worst spot because now this thing is -2. He's not. Do I ban myself into? I'm not faster than this thing. He's gonna switch out, I think, here. I think he has to. But if he switches out, there's no chance I live a... Do I live a single attack from this thing? Because if he comes back in, if I can ban myself into Stomping Tantrum right now... I got it. Was he just Soldu? I didn't calc Soldu. He might have been Soldu. That's probably how he killed. I forgot about Soldu. I forgot that was an item. That is real. I did forget about Soldu, so that was very silly of me. So that's probably why I threw away. That's why I threw away Crawdont like that, because I'm a silly goof. Draco kill. He's -2, so I think he switches out of this thing. So I think to help myself with differential. Okay, yeah. So I think to help myself with differential, I'm gonna lock into Stomping Tantrum. Oh, he stayed in. Okay. Oh, we got a crit. Okay. Okay, that's fine. GG's to Joey. Obviously, no one's shocked by that result. Pretty upset with myself that I did throw away Crawdont to forgetting Soldu is an item. That was my fault for forgetting about Soldu. But honestly, not disappointed. Not too disappointed with my result, considering I've never played almost any ability. So I think that could have been worse for us. I think that could have been worse. And that's not a terrible spot to be. You know, if you lose to like one of the best draft league players of all time in what, a 3-0, never having played the format, that's not the worst thing in the world. That's not the worst thing in the world. But good games to Joey. As always, I love Joey with all my heart and soul. Make sure you guys go check him out. Everybody's links in the description will be down below. And I'll catch you guys for week 2 of the SPL. Not a bad start. I'm not upset by that. Not upset by that, but you know, a little upset. I'll catch you guys week 2. Goodbye.